What's poppin' YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Today's video is about EV training and how to train with EVs. I will be showing in the game. I'll be showing I will have list a few different methods of how to do it. I'll also explain why EVs are important. It's gonna be the first thing I do, and then I'm gonna give you. I have a few, like 3 different methods there is total in this game for EV training. So why don't we jump into it, huh? Yeah, EVs I would consider to be a extremely important part of the game. It is basically the whole foundation of how your Pokemon is trained and what it will do. There's different ways you can play different Pokemon, and that depends on how you want to train them as well and what you want to use them for. When a Pokemon is level 100 and it's fully EV trained, it will have 127 extra stats total. That's quite a lot. That's a lot. That is a lot. It will have, what is it? 56? No, it's more. I'm trying to find out the exact number. It will be 63 more stats in a single stat you can have total. Meaning that you can, because you can max have. I'm going to be referring to a notepad I've made because there's a lot to go through, so bear with me. I have to read through it sometimes. It's all good. But yeah, there's 127 total stats, more than a 0 EV trained Pokemon. So if your Pokemon would not have been EV trained, you're in tough luck, dude. You're in tough luck because the EV trained opponent you're against is going to have 127 more total stats than your own. At level 50, it's 65 total. In any particular stat will have 63 more points maxed, because in any single stat you can max have 552 EVs, which gives 63 stats. The total EVs you can distribute on your Pokemon is 508. That's all you have to do. That's all you have good for. So once it's fully trained, you cannot put EVs into any more stats or anything else, even if it's not maxed. A very common spread that you would use with EVs is 252-252 spread, which is max, is what it is usually referred to. It is where you max out 2 stats completely and then put 4 into any other stat. Very commonly used with, let's say, a Haxorus. So you would have a Jolly Haxorus with 252 in speed and 252 in attack. That's it. You know, you would max out attack and max out speed because that's kind of what it does. It's offensive. It's an offensive Pokemon. It's very offense related, so you wanted to have max speed and you wanted to do as much damage as possible. So in order to do that, you have to max those 2 stats, which at level 100 will give it 63 more speed and 63 more attack. And then the last 4 will give 1 attack with 1 stat in whatever you want. Usually you would put it in HP or defense or special defense. You don't need a special attack, so don't bother. 4 EVs equals 1 stat. Is what I should mention. 4 EVs equals 1 stat. It is different for Pokemon that are level 50. For level 50, I think it's 6 EVs equals 1. I could be wrong. I could very well be wrong. I don't exactly know. That's what I think. Now, that is why EVs are extremely important. Right? EVs are very importante. Now that you know what EVs are and what they do and why they are important, it's time to go through how do you train them. So there's a few different ways. There's a few different ways to do this. Actually, there's actually quite a few ways to do this, which is very nice. It's very cool, and you can use whatever way you prefer. There's different ways. The first way I'm going to go through. I'm going to switch over to the game here really quick so you can see with me what is going on. Boop. First thing to do is I'm going to fly to Windon. Once you're in Windon, you can head inside the Poke Center, and you can it takes you 5 minutes to EV train your Pokemon fully. Basically, you go to this guy, you talk with him, and you have this thing called vitamins. These are called vitamins. HP up, protein, iron, calcium, zinc, and carbos. They all give 10 EVs into one stat. One vitamin equals 10 EVs. So if you were to use an iron drink or an iron vitamin on your Pokemon, let's say it's a Toxapex, use a iron on that gives it 10 EVs into defense. And that's it. No, it's not, isn't it? So in the old games, actually every previous game apart from this one, you've only been able to use 10 vitamins on a Pokemon to give it 100 EVs with vitamins. However, now you can fully EV train a Pokemon just with vitamins. So in the time that I can do this for my Haxorus, go and get 26 of these, boom, and get 26 of these, just like that, and get 1 HP up. In the time that I have done this, I have already now fully EV trained my Haxorus. Yeah, it's now fully EV trained. I just have to go apply the vitamins, and it will have 252, 252 in the respective stats you put them into, and that's basically it. That is easily how to IV. You can EV train this easily, right? It's basically that's all it is. That's all you need to do. Another way you can get vitamins is by going over here to. Nope. Let me fly again. You can also go down to Hammerlock, and in Hammerlock you can go right in here to this Poké Center again, and this person here sells you vitamins for 2 BPs. However, I personally I have 27. Oh yeah, I have 20. I was about to say, do I have 27 Carbos? Yeah, I just bought them. I just bought them all. But you can also buy them in battle points if you really want to grind battle points. However, I find it a lot easier to just use money. There's a few different ways you can grind money in this game. There's a lot of different methods out on YouTube. You can go search how to make money in this game. So if you want to do the vitamin way, that you can go get yourselves a bunch of money, because it's not that difficult. This is a very easy method of EV training. It's the easiest method by far. It doesn't require any thought at all, except for when you want to specifically EV train something in a stat. Let's say you would want, like, for some reason you want 104, like a more specific spread, like 104 in defense. For that, I have another way of you to more specifically do something. So you can fly as well down to Route 5, where the nursery also is. So this is what I talked about just in the last video, if you watched that, about why I do enjoy to hatch my eggs here opposed from the other place, is that, wait, do I have eggs on me? Did I forget to remove them? I did. I wouldn't want an egg hatching screen. Sorry about that. It's because I've been shiny hunting for a shiny Cottony. I've been hunting for. So you see these here. This is Route 5. The bridge on Route 5, you can get feathers. So there's different feathers. I'm gonna quickly go and show you these items and what they do. Here, there's a bunch of feathers here. So feathers, you see an item in use on a Pokemon. It slightly increases the special attack points of a single Pokemon. So these feathers give 1 EV into any stat. So you can use these to tweak to be a little more specific. So if you wanted 100 EVs in defense, do you have any defense one? I do. So if you wanted 104 EVs into defense, you would use 10 vitamins, and you could use 4 feathers. These are fairly easy to farm. There's a lot of them laying around on the bridge. You can just go back and forth while hatching your eggs, and just easily grab a bunch of feathers. Right? I don't know why nothing. Of course, but I want to show it. Nothing is showing up. There's one. Okay, there's a swift feather. That's for speed. So that's basically what you would do. The next method you can do is a lot more complicated and a bit more difficult. It requires a little bit more to do. So before I really come into that method, there's a few other things we need to know about. First thing, we need to know about Pokerus. Pokerus does not work with vitamins. What Pokerus do is that it will double any EVs that you gain from wild battles. I will leave a link in the description that is about the EV yield of different Pokemon. and what EVs they hold. It's a very good sheet to refer to when if you're trying to EV train like this. I don't personally have a Pokemon with Pokerus, but if you do have one, if I go to summary here of Chandelure, in the top right corner there would be a little pink symbol that says PKRS, I believe, and that will give you double EVs for anything you kill, or you kill while. It will give you double EVs for any kill, basically. In order to spread, you can spread out Pokerus with your Pokemon by having a Pokerus in your party while you go ahead and KO something. If you do so, there'll be a chance for the Pokerus to spread to other members in your party. Pokerus will be contagious. Very important word. It will be contagious for 24 hours. But once the contagious part of it goes away, there'll be a little smiley, I believe, in the bottom left of the screen or of the summary, because it will still have the effect of Pokerus. It will just not be contagious. It won't be able to spread it, but it will still have the effect. The effect is permanent. I want to underline that the effect is permanent. Getting it. How to get it is completely random. I personally have never gotten it before, but I know about it. I know people trade with it, and all that. But as said, it doubles the EVs you gain. So let's say you were to kill a Growlithe. A Growlithe gives one attack EV, not IV, EV, one attack EV. But if your Pokemon have, I should mention that when you attack a Pokemon, when you kill a Pokemon, it will give EVs to your whole party. It will. So if you kill a Growlithe, you will get one attack EV to everything in your party. The next thing with Pokerus, if all your team, so all those Pokemon that would have Pokerus, let's say 3 had Pokerus, and 3 people does not have Pokerus, those 3 Pokemon would get +2 in attack EVs, and the others would get +1. It's only the Pokemon that have plus. It's not if you have one that has Pokerus, everything will get +2. It's only those Pokemon that have Pokerus. So that is basically Pokerus. Pokerus is a little bit. It can be slightly complicated when it gets down to it, but it's really not. The next thing I want to talk about is I also talked about these items in the breeding video, but they're actually also used for EV training. Isn't that exciting? These items are, of course, the power items that you can buy as well here in the BP shop. Power bracer, belt, lens, band, anklet, and weight. I don't personally have bought any of these yet because I haven't used this method of EV training. I've been using the vitamin one, but as I said, it's all preference. This is what people would refer to as the old-fashioned way, basically. So what the power items does is every time you knock out a Pokemon, of course, you get EVs. And as I said before, there's a link in the description to EV yield. I will use Growlithe as to what I will refer to, which gives 1 attack. It could be done with any Pokemon, obviously. Every Pokemon gives some sort of EVs. So anything that is common in the wild, I would prefer you use that for whatever you're trying the stat you're trying to get, obviously. So, Growlithe gives 1 attack, which means if you were to knock out a Growlithe, every team member in the party who doesn't have max EVs, very important, doesn't have max EVs, will get 1 EV into attack. So if your Pokemon already has 252 in special attack, 252 in speed, and then 4 in HP, it will not gain EVs into attack because it is already maxed out. Power items. Now here's where the power items comes in. So for power items, if everything in my party were to hold, let's say only one member in my party is holding a power bracer. Let's put it that way. That one Pokemon, instead of getting 1 EV, will now get 6 EVs, because power items will give +5 to the EV you are grinding. So if you were to kill something that gives speed, like a Magikarp, gives 1 speed to speed, with the power bracer you will not gain 6 speed. You will gain 1 speed. But if you were to kill a Growlithe, because you have the Power Bracer on, you would get +5 in the EV. It could also work if you were to kill him a Choke, that coincidentally gives 2 attack EVs. You would then get 7 EVs, and so on. They give between 1 to 3 of EVs. So that's basically what the power items do. It's the same for all of them. Of course, Belt would give, Belt would give defense. Lens would give special attack, Band would give special defense, Anklet speed, and Power Weight gives HP. You know, that kind of deal. However, with Pokerus, so Pokerus scales with the power items, which is the important part. It scales with the power items. So for a power item, if I were to go to kill a Growlithe with power item, I would get 6 EVs. Then with Pokerus, would then double it, and then it would be 12 EVs for a single Growlithe kill. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Obviously, this method is slower, but it's much cheaper. You don't have to spend millions of Poké dollars on getting vitamins. You would just have to get. I would recommend getting 6 of each, so you can easily train. If you have 6 Pokemon, you need to train in speed. You slap Power Anklet up all of them. You get Pokerus onto all of them, and then you're good to go. And then you're basically good to go. The last method that you can do in this game is using the Pokejobs. I will show this as well. Check Pokejobs. So what you can do with Pokejobs is that Pokejobs, they also give EVs. Right? These are the ones. These are the ones we're talking about. HP Seminar, Attack Seminar, Defense, Special Attack, Special Defense, and Speed Seminar. Always recruiting. 24 hours is the amount you can do. So you can put up to 10 Pokemon in at a time, and for every hour, those 10 Pokemon, if they were to put them in attack session, would gain 4 EVs in attack each hour. So if we quickly go calculate, for you really quick. If we go get, sorry about that, get 4 times 24. So for one day, you would get 96 EVs. Or IVs. No, not IVs, EVs. You get 96 EVs for putting them in here for one day. And that's all 10 Pokemon at once. So that is pretty decent. That's pretty decent. However, if a Pokemon has both, if it's, let's say, the attack session again, if all your 10 Pokemon hold the Bracer, the Power Bracer, and they have Pokerus, they will basically be maxed out in whatever stat you put them in by the time that they're out, by the 24 hours are gone. So after 24 hours, your Pokemon would be, all your 10 Pokemon, if they were all holding the Bracer item and had Pokerus, they will all be maxed out in attack EVs completely after 24 hours. So it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's pretty decent. I haven't personally used Pokejobs before because I don't have Pokerus and I don't have power items yet, but it is a very good way, a very easy way as well to max out your stats of your Pokemon as well. And if you have time and want to spend the time as well, you don't even need the power items of Pokerus. You can just basically AFK farm it by doing this, and you can, like, look at this. You can do 10 Pokemon in HP, 10 in attack, 10 defense, 10, and train 60 Pokemon at once. 60 Pokemon at once. Of course, not the same ones, but you can train 60 Pokemon at once using the seminars. It's very fast for mass training, if that's what you want, right? The last thing I want to go through is not for EV training. It is for EV resetting. Unfortunately, in this game, berries are pretty difficult to come by. But there are there's EV reducing berries. If I can find one, here's one: Greppa berry. So a berry to be consumed by a Pokemon. Using it on a Pokemon makes it more friendly, but lowers its special defense base points. And that's the part you want to read. Special defense base point. You want to read that bottom part. Because these berries, if you feed them to, if I were to feed them, let's say I feed this to my Chandelure, right? If I feed this to my Chandelure, boom. Chandelure's Adore, however, special defense point failed. Now my Chandelure just lost 10 EVs in special defense. Just like that. It lost 10 points into special. It lost 10 EVs in special defense. However, the berries are a bit difficult to come by, and they're not easy to get a lot of, and you need a lot of them to completely reset a Pokemon stat. I would need 26 of those berries to fully reset the Chandelure in just that one stat. And then 26 in another stat that it would be in. Like Kelpsy is for attack. Obviously, attack is pretty good to use in Chandelure because you don't want attack. You can also use multiple at once. So here we just used 3, which means 30 EVs got lost from its attack. And that's basically how to EV train. I feel like I covered it all. Might have missed something. If I missed something, make sure you let me know in the comments. But by that said, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you smash the like button and tell me how great of a video it is. Make sure you subscribe for more content. I might do a money making guide. I don't know. It would be the same as one of the other guys that are out there because it's not very different. There's not that many different ways, but it is the method I think is the best. You might have seen other people make it. But with that said, again, with the berries again, I'm just gonna move back to them really quick. Resetting is not the most important because, as I showed yesterday, breeding is easy. If you watched yesterday's video, you will know breeding is easy. I explained it. It's easy. Get it done. You can easily get multiple ready off the same Pokemon that you can just train the next one up instead, right? You can just train the next one up. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And I'll show you how easy EV training is as well. It doesn't matter. So that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you join my Discord in the description below. Make sure you follow my Twitch as well, because there's a lot of content there. I'm going to start streaming here on YouTube as well. Do some shiny hunting here. Twitch is going to be mainly non-Pokemon content, so if you want to see non-Pokemon content as well, feel free to go over to my Twitch. I'm going to continue to make content here. Get some competitive content soon, now that I've showed you how to make competitive Pokemon just like that. Now, outside of moves, of course. I haven't shown moves, but moves is pretty self-explanatory. Get records and TMs. Basically. But yeah, with that said, I'm heading out, so peace out.